Hey everybody, Questwise here, and in this video today, we're going off the rails. I did not plan on doing this video. There was a lot of other stuff I planned on doing, and I pushed it all aside to talk about this because I was flipping through these books again last night, and I realized how much I love this game. This is Star Wars, affectionately known as the Star Wars the D6 role-playing game from West End Games. This is the original. I was reading through the rule book as well as the source book, and it got me thinking a lot about this idea of solo role-playing that it's become something I've really been looking into a lot lately because of the whole COVID-19 quarantine thing. Well, that's getting a little bit easier now. It's lightening up a little bit in most areas. It's still something that I found that I really enjoy, and that it's something that I really look forward to exploring different role-playing games with. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And I thought, as I was reading through these last night, thinking about doing it solo play-wise, I started thinking about how awesome the Mythic game emulator, I have the PDF here on my tablet, would be to use in conjunction with Star Wars, the D6 role-playing game, and how this could play out to be a really, really cool solo experience. So I dug out some of my stuff. I've got some miniatures, some tiles. Some of these miniatures are from the Star Wars Legion tabletop miniatures game. The tiles themselves, as well as this little R2 unit, is from Imperial Assault, which I bought into both pretty heavily. I love all things Star Wars, and so I thought I'd give this a try. Today I just want to talk a little bit about what this game is and how it would interact with the Mythic game emulator, and how to build a very cool solo role-playing experience. So first of all, let's talk about our character. Let's get some of this out of the way here. So I just drafted up a quick character. It's probably really hard to see the camera because I did it in pencil. But I decided I found this cool figure. This is actually one from Imperial Assault that from Legion, that I added an Imperial Assault head to and painted up. So that you don't get one of these actually in Legion, but I did a little bit of work on it and set up a cool new head. So changed up the figure a little bit and made him sort of unique, and so I can use him in either Imperial Assault if I want to, or I can use him in Legion, which is what I do. I use him as one of my cool soldiers, one of my rebels. And then I tooled up a character for him. So I used one of the archetypes, one of the templates from the book. I just used the Laconic Scout named Garen, and I gave him some. I took the template and then I added my 7D worth of skills. So it looks kind of empty because I didn't write down all the skills. I just wrote down the skills that I thought he would need. As a spy, I'm thinking about using him as a spy in the game, and that he's going to go on missions for the rebellion to try to gain information and stuff alongside his trusty little R2 unit, which is R2B6. And they will be traveling together. I gave them a Y-wing space fighter, or starfighter, and so they have a way to get around the galaxy to different missions and stuff. But he's pretty much just a normal, basic character, scout character, and that's the great thing about the Star Wars role-playing game, the D6 game. It's very simple to make characters. Characters are very bare bones. There's a lot of room for role-playing. I gave him a little bit of an improved blaster skill. I gave him a con boost as well, a con skill boost, just so he can talk his way out of situations if he has to. Starship piloting I boosted up a little bit for his Y-wing. And I gave him stuff that I thought he would need. Computer programming repair, security systems, and demolition for his spying things, breaking into places. The R2 unit, the R2B6, also gives a big boost to computer programming and repair and starship repair, helping me break into places and hack computer systems and such. If you don't know anything about the Star Wars D6 role-playing game by West End Games, this is my favorite version of Star Wars role-playing. I've tried some of the others, the Fantasy Flight stuff, and while I enjoy the dice mechanic, I just don't feel like it fits. In my opinion, I don't think it fits very well into the Star Wars universe. For me, Star Wars is very cinematic. It's very action-packed. I want to feel that in the rules, in the mechanics of it. The D6 system is really, to me, fits that feel. It really fits that idea of fast cinematic play. The way it works is that you have these die codes, right? So if I'm firing my blaster, I'm going to roll 4D plus 2. 4D means 4 dice, and I'm going to add 2 to that. I'm going to total up those numbers and add 2 to that. And I'm trying to hit a target number, basically, with a blaster. And same thing with a skill. You're trying to hit a target number. And so you're just rolling handfuls of dice, lots of dice at a time. As you can see, R2B6 is going to be rolling 7 dice to repair a computer system, or to, reprogram a computer. So there's lots of that cool handfuls of dice adding things up. It feels very cinematic, at least does to me. And you can play, a multitude of great things. Very classic Star Wars. From the role-playing games, the core rulebook, as well as the source book. Source book just adds a lot of stuff. It gives you lots of stats for villains and heroes, so you could play as Luke Skywalker or Han Solo if you wanted to. Princess Leia, Chewbacca's in here. It also gives you statistics for lots of different starships, lots of different weapons, how droids work, how to program droids, all that kind of stuff as well. So, that being said, I thought what would be really cool to use the Mythic Game Master emulator. This is a PDF that you can get from DriveThruRpg. I will put a link down in the descriptions below, so you can get a copy of this as well. As always, a note, I am an affiliate with DriveThruRpg, so if you purchase a copy of this, not only will you get a great product, but part of that money will go back to the designer of this PDF, as well as a little bit to the channel, so I can buy other cool things like this to show you people. The Mythic Game Master emulator is a system neutral way of running solo games without having a game master. And the soul of this whole thing is this fate chart. And how this works is that there's a couple parts to this. So you have these are your odds. So you're rolling a percentiles type dice. So it's going to add a different sort of dice mechanic to the game. You're going to adding percentiles to a D6 system. Not that big of a deal. But you're going to be rolling your chances on this. Now, normally at the bottom of here, it talks about your chaos rank. Your chaos rank starts at 5. And you decide whether or not whatever action you're taking, whatever you're trying to emulate, whatever sort of action you're trying to take that you're not sure of the outcome, this is the chart that's going to answer that for you. So, for instance, let's say that our little guy here, Garon, is trying to break into a security system to access this room. And he's going to use R2B6 to do that as well. Who's going to do that? But he's come up across this computer system, the security system, and we want to know if he's ever actually encountered one of these security systems before. Being that his skill in computer programming and security is 4 dice, it's probably a 50-50 chance that he's encountered this before. But because R2B6's skill is much higher, it's probably likely that he has. So you'll be rolling on this, and you'll be rolling on the chaos rank factor 5, which is this shaded area here. and it's very likely that he has, and you have an 85% chance that he has encountered that before. That's how it works. That's the whole thing. As things go wrong, this chaos rank, I think, is what's really instrumental to this game. As things go bad, if you play out a turn where you just fudge everything and things go very, very bad for you, your chaos rank increases. And what that does is it makes it harder for you to do particular tasks. And it's just a phenomenal way of emulating sort of the danger in a game as a solo play opportunity. Some of the other things I'm going to use in this as well too, to sort of just vary it up a little bit. I know I want my character to be a spy for the rebellion and be doing, searching for information and stuff. I'm going to use some of these cool classic adventures as well too, to help out, to garner some ideas. So I got Tatooine Manhunt here. Scavenger Hunt is actually a good one, because this is about searching for certain things using the rebellion characters. Starfall, Strike Force Shantipole, Battle for the Golden Sun. So I'm going to be using some of these to sort of toy with the ideas, gain some sort of ideas for adventures for solo play, using Garen and R2B6 and stuff as well too. I'm just super excited about this. I've really grown to love the solo experience, and it lets me explore games a little more in depth. It allows me to get some cool gameplay in when I can't be with other people, and just a lot of fun. And it allows me to get back into Star Wars D6, which is one of my all-time favorite games, until I can get back to a table. And I'm just really excited. I just received these from a friend of mine, all these adventures and these and actually a set of these books as well too, which I've had the books for quite a while, but it's nice to have an extra set. But I got all these adventures that I'd never had, plus the campaign pack, which is really, really cool. A friend of mine who owns a local comic book store was cleaning out some stuff and found an old box of a bunch of role-playing things, and all of this stuff was in it, as well as a complete box of Star Warriors, which was it mentions all up here in the corner, was sort of a tabletop hex crawl starfighter game. So a lot like X-Wing miniatures game, but with chits and tokens and stuff. And I'm going to doing a complete full review of that game here soon, just because I think it's really cool, kind of a throwback, kind of an old school look at how star combat was done as well too. So Star Wars, a completely unprecedented, unplanned review for today. Star Wars, the D6 role-playing game. If you've never played this, you really should try to find a copy. This edition here is actually one of the easier ones to find. You can find them on eBay for pretty decent prices. It's the second edition one with the special cover with Vader's face in it that becomes really expensive. I'm not sure why. I don't know if that was a limited run thing or if it's just a more sought after thing. It does have a lot more rules. I mean, these are pretty thin editions, but this one's my favorite because it's very simple, it's very fast, and it's easily adaptable to things like old classic Star Wars. The Mandalorian could be done in this very easily. Solo, any of those kind of the earlier set movies would be done very well with these. So until next time, I'm Questwise. Game on, my friends. Stay safe. I am out.